Hey everyone, my name is Anders and we are here at the Hegel offices in Oslo in Norway. Today is a particularly good day because it's the first time I get to introduce you to the new Hegel H150. We have nicknamed the H150 the Prodigy because even though it sits at the entry level of our range, it has unique qualities that allows it to rival anything in its class. It's a combination of drawing inspiration from our reference products, as well as bringing its own unique solutions into the mix. When you look at the H150, you'll see it's got the classic Hegel look. It's offered in black and white, and the first thing that may catch your eye is the new heat vents on top. They're circular and gives it just a more compact look. Other details on the white one, you'll get nice rose gold screws on the side, just adding a tiny bit of bling. The price point and power output places the H150 towards the entry level of our range. The power output itself is 75 watts per channel, which may seem humble, but when you combine that with a massive Hegel power supplies and the sound engine technology that gives it a damping factor of more than 2000, the result is nothing short of spectacular. The H150 is a perfect match for stand mount speakers and also many taller floor standing speakers. It's even stable down to 2 ohms, which allows you to use the H150 with planar speakers, which is almost unheard of in this category. On the back panel, you'll see a variety of digital and analog inputs and outputs. If you look at the top, the first one you'll see is a moving magnet phono input for turntables. This is not just a feature on the H150, it's a dedicated input that we've put a lot of energy in making it as silent, as good as possible for the price point. So this is actually an input we are quite proud of. If you look below it, you'll find the variable analog line level outputs. These are used for subwoofers or connecting external power amplifiers. Moving right, you have the unbalanced and balanced analog inputs. The balanced input is true electronically balanced, so if you have a balanced source, we strongly recommend you use the balanced inputs on the amplifier. Next to it is the loudspeaker binding post. They are of high quality and they support both banana plugs, spade plugs, as well as pure copper wire, of course. Then we go to the digital section. The first connector you'll see is actually the digital output. This is used for a special feature called the DAC loop. We'll get back to that more later in the video. Then to the inputs, you have a coaxial digital input. You also have 2 optical digital inputs, where the optical 2 is dedicated or optimized for TVs. You can connect your TV to this amplifier, and some of the TVs have poor quality optical outputs. This one is optimized to solving that. Finally, there is a USB connector to connect streamers or computers. The USB input of the H150 supports PCM signals up to 24-bit 192 kHz. Moving up, there is one more USB input, and this is brand new for Hegel. This is used to connect memory sticks or external USB hard drives. So you can store music on those, connect it directly here and browse through the music you have in the Hegel Control app and play it back. Great care has been taken to the power supply to this USB connector. It's a very high quality 5-volt power supply for the USB, and that is critically important for the sound performance of the USB drive. Finally, there's a network connector, and it's a hardwire network connection. We do not have any antennas, as you can see on the H150, and the reasoning behind that is sound performance. An antenna will suck in a lot of the high frequency noise in the environment, and that will leak into the internal workings of the amplifier and degrade the sound performance. So we do use a wire, and if you have difficulty getting a wire through to the amplifier, there are a variety of products on the market like network adapters, power line adapters that you can use to get a wired connection through to your H150. It will make it sound great and make it perfectly stable. The H150 uses the newest streaming platform from Hegel, meaning a lot of new features will keep coming along the lifespan of the amplifier. For exact information on what it has on the time of purchase, please consult your dealer or check at hegel.com. But even at launch, we will launch it with all the most common streaming services and capabilities already available in the amplifier. Using the Hegel Control app, you also have access to podcasting and internet radio stations from Arable. That's free, and currently there's about 70,000 radio stations available. In the Hegel Control app, you can also play music from your network at home, playing music over the UPnP control. You browse it and start playback and everything in the Hegel Control app. It's the same way you use your USB hard drives, and you browse and connect and play it directly in the amplifier. The Hegel Control app also allows you to set it up on the internet. You can force upgrades, you can name it on the network, you can control all the basic features on the amplifier like input, selection and volume and so forth. The H150 also incorporates our TV remote functionality. There is a separate video on the topic on this channel, but it means we have embedded the TV remote control codes of most popular TVs on the market. Meaning you can simply connect the TV with a digital cable and then go to the T-Remote setup on the H150, tell it what kind of TV you have, and you're ready to go. Finally, you can set the H150 to wake up over the internet connection or network connection. So if you start playing something on Spotify and you want to play it through the H150 will wake up and start playing Spotify for you automatically. That also works if you just connect your Sonos or your TV or your Bluesound node directly to the H150. You can also dim the displays. They can either be switched off or you can set them to 5 different settings to match it with your own preferences for the display light. One special feature in the H150 that we have to talk about is the DAC loop. I mentioned it briefly when we went through the inputs and outputs, but the DAC loop enables you to upgrade to a better DAC in the future. Or at once if you like, but possibly in the future. That could be Hegel DAC or any other brand of DAC. The point is here that when you want to connect an external DAC, you can tell the amplifier, I'm using an external DAC. And the amplifier will know that regardless of what input you use or you're streaming or whatever to the amp, it will send the digital signal out into the external DAC and then expect it back again analog through the balanced analog inputs. So you lose no functionality, you only improve the sound performance using the digital inputs. There is a separate video explaining this feature in deeper depth on the channel, so if you want to learn more, go there. The sound is, of course, the most important thing for a Hegel amplifier. You don't buy a Hegel amplifier because you want Spotify. You can get Spotify in everything, but you buy it for the sound. And Hegel amplifiers do sound, in our very humble opinion, fantastic. In the base, the fundament of all our amplifier design is of course the sound engine technology, which is unique to Hegel, and it ensures extremely low levels of distortion, especially crossover distortion, but also many other kinds of distortion. That leaves a very elegant, fluid, and highly detailed sound that never gets irritating to your ear. It's just musical and nice. The sound engine also ensures a very high damping factor. Damping factor means bass control of the loudspeakers. In the H150, the damping factor is more than 2000, which is also unheard of in this category. There is a separate video on the sound engine on this channel, so you can go there and watch if you want to learn more. But the sound engine is not alone at making the H150 special. There are a number of things that really sets it apart, and many of those are purposely designed for the H150. But one critical part is the volume attenuator. Originally it was designed for a much more expensive Hegel amplifier, but it's also used here. And the volume control is one of the most sensitive areas of amplification design. It's a place where the signal is very sensitive to noise and precision. And there are good volume control circuits you can buy off the shelf, but they're extremely expensive. We have repurposed a set of technology originally designed for high-frequency measuring equipment and changed those into working for audio. They're ultra low noise and they're extremely precise and at a price that you can pay, allowing us to use it in a fine amplifier like the H150. Then there are a lot more. For instance, the The DA converter is also custom designed for the H150, but it's inspired by the DAC you find inside the Viking CD player. So we're talking about some of the best components and solutions that money can buy in a reasonably priced amplifier. We have done other small developments like moving the microcontroller units, the MCUs, as far away from the signal paths as possible. We have done major improvements to the power supplies, both the main power supply and the local power supplies inside the H150 to make them as low noise as possible. And also note that all power supplies in these Hegel amplifiers are all analog. There is no switch mode power supplies at all inside, because they create noise that we do want out. So we've gone to the crazy steps of having separate toroidal transformers just to switch the amplifier on and off, just to make everything a full analog design. The list of the H150 features and qualities is long. It didn't have to stop here, but we are stopping here. The rest you can experience with your dealer. The H150 is a super high performance one-stop shop of an amplifier with the features you need, and it's got all the performance qualities, a combination of our reference product along with its own unique solutions for the H150. And that's why we call it a true prodigy of an amplifier.